Hey, Robert Pipus here with Eagle Eye Bookkeeping Services. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up a listing in QuickBooks Online for real estate agents. More importantly, I am actually going to show you with a real example. The setup is pretty simple. If you already know, then stay tuned for the next video that I'll do on how to record a sale. But first, we have to set up our listing. And what you want to do is set it up in the customer section of QuickBooks Online, or QBO. However, you're going to have to create a customer first. The customer and the listing, all the listings are going to go underneath the customers. And what I want you to do is actually train yourself to create, once you have a customer, you create the customer in the customer section, and then you're going to create properties associated with that customer. So the customer kind of becomes like a bucket for all the properties. And what you want to do is hopefully, to give you an example, if you have you pick up a seller of a house who ends up going to be using you to buy another property. So you're going to have two listings for that one customer. You're going to have the property that they're going to be selling, and then also the property that they're going to be buying. So you want to have you're going to create two properties underneath that one customer. So for the listing part, what we're going to do is show you how to set up a listing of a property underneath the customer. But first we need to actually create the customer first. It all makes sense once I show it to you. And more importantly, even if you don't end up the customer doesn't end up buying or selling multiple properties, it's just a good way to set it up this way. Reason one being that consistency is key, and two, you just never know. They may come back to you later on, and even if it's like 2-3 years later where they buy a house and then now they want to sell it and move, so then you can you still have that customer in your database. So the first thing we need to do is to set up an actual customer. To do this, we will click Customer right here, and then New Customer. And you would type in the name here. We will do the famous Joe Smith. And you can leave the company section blank for now. The display name will be the customer name. The only other thing I would do right here at this point is capture an email and a phone number if they have it. That way you have, just in case your phone dies or something, if you have it stored in there, you always have a backup of their contact information here. The property billing address, shipping address, at this point isn't very necessary. You're just trying to create that bucket for the customer information, and you would hit save. So now that we have the actual customer set up, what we want to do is create a property and get into the heart of what this video is about, and that is setting up the listing. So to do that, we will click, well, we got to get back into customer again. Then we're going to go into, it's the same process as creating the customer. We're going to go into new customer, but instead of using the name this time, in the company field, we will create the address. And for this one, we will use 123 Main Street as the example, and that becomes the display name. You do not need the phone number and email address in this part because you already have it in the customer section. And the next, and probably the most important thing to do, is to make sure that this is sub customer box is checked. And then what we're going to do is fill in it's asking for a parent customer. That's where we're going to type in Joe Smith, and we're going to click on him. So now this property address is going to be associated and put into the customer of Joe Smith, and you would save that. And when you go back to customers, you will now see that 123 Main Street, this little being indented under Joe Smith, tells me that 123 Main Street is associated with Joe Smith, the customer. And that is how you set up a listing in QuickBooks Online for real estate agents. What this will do is set the framework to a bunch of cool reports and structure your data in QuickBooks Online. Your financial statements, besides showing you a clean and accurate picture of your business, can also be used as a tool to help you make the best decisions for you and your business. And in order to do that, you need the reports and data to analyze, and that's where QuickBooks Online comes in. And this, my friends, is the groundwork to getting the information that you need. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email at robert.pipus@eagleeyebookkeepingservicesllc.com or call my cell at 919-610-0192, and we can work with you to set your business up in QuickBooks Online. Yeah, have a great day.